All right, howdy. So I'm doing just a real quick video here, and we'll see how well this works. Trying to wrangle the camera and move between the amp and the computer here. But I upgraded my Kemper and the Rig Manager app to a beta, which has the new operating system that's coming out fairly soon, I think, and has the new liquid profile amp templates underneath it. So what that's supposed to do is it's supposed to give you, an EQ stack that fits with the model you're doing, instead of the generic Kemper, which is, gain, bass, middle, treble, presence, so forth. And you can now relocate the EQ position before or after the preamp, which is interesting. There are some other things here that are going to become apparent that aren't active here, because what you have now is you have an amp model drop down, which I'll show you in a minute. But what I did, I haven't profiled anything new yet. I copied a couple of my favorite profiles and converted some of them to the new model, which you can do with this. So here's one that has not been converted. It says amp model Kemper generic. And if you hold down the list here, basically it has all these profile templates that you can use, and it will default to the controls that are available on those amps. So here's a whole bunch of Fenders up here: Bandmaster, Vibrochamp, Vox AC 15 and 30, some Rolands, lots of Marshalls, Fried Man, Orange with a J, Mebo, which is Boogie, Soldano, and a PV 5150. So this is the stock one. Here is one that I updated, and you will see that it has some new controls that are added to it. Oh, let me fix this one. I have it set to something else right now, but I'm going to do Plexi CM800. We'll see. There we go. All right, so just going to store that really quickly. You see that you get some extra controls. So you get these are pretty much the same. There's not much difference there. EQ post the preamp. And then there's a generic gain. So what this does when you convert these is there's still the gain control over here, but then there's the and this is the one on the amplifier that you've profiled. But there's also another gain you can adjust inside. That's the normal a normal generic Kemper one. So you have all those, and then let me go back and just there, so I don't have it thinking I'm trying to get out of it. If I pick, for example, fan twins. Here's a twin. It's set up to Kemper generic. If I say fan twins, reverb bright, you see it loses the presence and the gain reference. Even though my gain knob on the Kemper is set here, the gain reference is equivalent to that amp being up here. So you get all that. But what I did is I basically wanted to profile a couple of these with the generic model still, and then change it to the model that I've got, and then show you the difference in the sound. And I've tried to make them as close as possible in the settings, but there are going to be some differences, and you'll see those when I switch it. But watch the generic gain compared to the gain knob. You see right now they're the same, because there is no, it hasn't been upgraded yet, so those two are functionally the same thing, and this one's grayed out. But just to give you an idea, this is a PRS SE Bernie with with Wolf's I think they're Dr. Vintage pickups. get some new controls. I don't know if I can show it to you here. Let's see here. New, hang on. Yes. So I'm going to try to show you this. I may or may not be able to get in to do this properly from here, but I'm going to try to zoom in on the amp, and maybe you'll be able to see those. But this is a modified one. So if I go out here, let's see here. Oh no, I just turned stuff off. Hang on, let me get out. So here are the control pages you get here, and all of this is in here too: definition, power, sagging, etc. But these are all the extra things you get. You've got tube shape, bias, pick attack, which is how it reacts to the pick attack. You'd have to hear it to know what I'm saying there. If you want to signal direct mix in some of the direct signal. And then you have bass, middle, treble, presence, the generic gain, which is where the Kemper gain would have been set before, the amp model, and you can change those from here too, by the way. I don't know if you can see those names changing, but you can do all that. The bright cap, which is a way to attenuate what the bright cap is doing. Here's the gain pot reference. So this is the gain on the actual amp, which is what you're being shown now, and then the overall volume. Now, if I go back out and I'm going to pick a, let me pick one of my, this is an AC30, and I am going to, you can't see what I'm doing, so AC30 top boost. You'll notice that my control section just changed a bunch. Now I just have bass, treble, and cut, and that's all I've got for controls on the front of the amp. If I go in here now, again have these same kinds of controls, except for the EQ is only bass, treble, and cut. And then I still have these internal tweaks that I can do with the power tube sag. Definition, which is kind of it's kind of like contrast on a picture. You know, you could hear the difference, I hope, between the two Marshalls, and it really is just kind of a difference in the character of the sound. I don't really know how else to describe it than that, and I don't think it really probably carried across too well here. Maybe it did more than I think, but that's really kind of the difference between the two. I just wanted to try to capture that, and I'll be doing some more conversions of some of these patches as I go, and the real test will be when I go to profile some new stuff to see what the differences are there, because I'm supposed to have some more options in that workflow as well. So thanks.